house finch and the purple finch look very similar, but by the end of this video you'll know exactly how to separate both of them at your bird feeders. Both these finches do come to bird feeders, and so if you're unsure which one you're looking at, this video is for you. So on the left we've got a house finch, and then on the right we have the purple finch. They're both small red tinged finches. The purple finch does have a little bit more of like a purplish red, but overall they look very similar. And then their ranges do overlap some. Let's go and look at their ranges right now. So this is the range of the house finch. So they are found year-round across the entire United States. They will be common in some areas and then not quite as common as others. But generally, this bird comes to bird feeders very often, and so there's a pretty good chance you have these guys. Now, if we look at the purple finch, a little bit smaller of a range, and they tend to move around some. So up here on the East Coast, they're found there year-round, and then the blue means that they are only found there in the winter. So for a lot of people, this is going to be a winter bird. On the West Coast, they have a population that stays put year-round, and then there's a little bit of migration there. And then up north in Canada, they move around there in the breeding season. But something that this range map doesn't tell you is that these birds move around some. It's like, while Colorado doesn't say that there is any, you might get a rare purple finch at your feeder, maybe in the winter. If there's like a big winter storm, maybe they get blown off track and one ends up at your bird feeder. So you want to be on the lookout for these guys and know how to separate them from the much more common house finch, which is exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. So overall size and shape, the house finch is a little bit smaller than the purple finch. So the purple finch is going to be about 1/2 inch to 1 inch taller, and then their head is going to look just a little bit bigger. Mostly that is due to their bill. It's a little bit larger than the bill of a house finch. Another cool thing with their bill is this line right here where the two parts of the bill join together is straight. Well, if we go over here on the house finch, it is curved some, so that can be a pretty good way to separate them. Also, the purple finch has more of a contrasting face, so we've got color up here on the cheek patch, and then right here it's more of a darker color. Versus on the house finch, it's more of just an even color. Now, another good way to separate them is if we look at the sides and the bottom of the belly here. On the house finch, they have streaks right here, little streaks of brown. Well, then on the purple finch, that area is clean. Here's another way to look at it. Color goes pretty much all the way down, but there is no streaks there, and so that can also be a very good way to separate them. Now, the females of both species are a little bit harder. They're both brown and can look pretty similar. But to separate them, the female purple finch here on the right has a white eyebrow stripe, while the female house finch does not have that. Again, the bill is going to be the same. On the house finch, it's got a little bit of a curve, while on the purple finch, it is straight. The purple finch also has a larger bill. Now, on the female purple finch here, you will notice some streaking on the sides here. And so while the female house finch does have that, on the purple finch, they're going to be a little bit thicker. And so that white eyebrow stripe is probably going to be the best way to separate the female purple finch from the female house finch. And then also, like the males, the female purple finch is going to be a little bit larger. As far as habitat goes, the house finch really prefers urban areas and residential areas. They're super common there. While the purple finch is more of a wilder bird, they will occasionally come to bird feeders, but if you live in the middle of a neighborhood, not going to be quite as likely. If you have a bird feeder near like maybe a forest, you could get purple finches. At least they would be more likely to come to your feeder there. And then also, if you're out birding in the woods and you see a finch, it's probably more likely going to be a purple finch compared to a house finch, assuming that you're in the range of the purple finch, just because purple finches enjoy wilder areas, while house finches prefer more built-up areas. And like we mentioned earlier, their range is a little bit different. So if you see a finch in the summer, when you're in this area here, it's likely going to be a house finch. There is a possibility that a purple finch maybe stayed over too long and just didn't migrate, but the chances of that is pretty low, so it's most likely going to be a house finch in that instance. So hopefully that helped you identify a purple finch from a house finch. If you got value out of this video, go and tap that like button and subscribe to Better Birders for more videos like this one. And if you really like this bird versus bird format, go and check out this playlist right here for all of the other videos that I've made.